Sonic banana pudding shake.
Okay, great. I think that's right.
It is.
We'll have to check a dictionary.
I won the spelling bee.
Sky 3, coverage from breathtaking angles.
Okay, it is not very often, I will confess, that Mark Warren is on the show, from Warren and Griffin, of course, and we're not talking about something like never texting and driving, or the fact that they have a Warren and Griffin app now, so if you find yourself in an accident, you can get on that app and find out what to do. They're eager to represent you should you need an attorney on your side. This time, let me see if I have this right, you're giving away trade secrets that you have learned.
Insider secrets that really other lawyers do not want me to share with you because it will actually stop the phone from ringing.
You want people to know how to prevent you getting involved in their lives.
Yes, this is how you prevent not only me, but a personal injury lawyer from getting involved in your life. First off, let me start off by saying, ain't it good to be alive and be in Tennessee?
Yeah, and I noticed you chose the orange microphone.
Yeah, orange microphone, orange watch, orange tie.
First game is when?
And look at these shoes. Match my tie. How about that? Go big orange! Mic drop. Shoe drop right there. Shoe drop right there.
All right, Mark Warren. When is the first game?
You know, this is actually a threefer. This is a tie, watch band, and shoes. Now, if I wore socks, I've got matching socks also. That's a fourther.
When is the first game?
This time next week, Tennessee will be 1-0.
Okay.
The next game is next Thursday night, hon. You should know that. You should get up knowing that. You should get up realizing that Tennessee's first game is September the 2nd in Knoxville against Bowling Green. I'm not sure why you have to ask that question.
I'm going to scratch
All
my
right,
head.
back to
Where
topic.
were we?
We're talking about how to prevent a phone call from me.
Okay, so you said the first thing you can do is...
This is the first thing you can do is, first off, if you caused an accident, just fess up. You know, the first thing that you can do, if it's safe and there's not traffic buzzing around you, the most important thing you can do is get out of the car and apologize to the other driver. Say, I'm sorry. Apologize to the other driver. Check on them. You would not know the number of times I get phone calls and someone says, they didn't even check on me. It was their fault and they didn't apologize. So to prevent a phone call from a lawyer, get out of your car if it's safe and fess up.
In fairness, we don't know anymore in these road raging times that we live in.
Listen, that's overplayed too.
Is
I mean,
it? Okay, good.
I think those
Common
times,
decency comes
common
into play.
decency, please.
Okay.
Let's get back to, instead of making excuses for not exercising common decency, let's get back in the habit of common decency. Check on the other driver and ask their name and cell phone number, because I want my insurance company to call you today, and my insurance is with State Farm Insurance. So you apologize. You say, "Are you okay? Is there anyone I can call for you?" I mean, this is how you preempt. You know, having them call me.
True story. Tell me if you remember this. Years ago, I was down Chattanooga Theater Center Way, going up River Road to Fraser. There's that light right there.
Right.
And I don't know, I guess I took my foot, you'll slide, it's a hill. And my car began to back up.
Right.
And what do you think I did? But I backed into this cute, darling little teenage couple. I called you later.
You did.
Because I jumped out of my car.
I said, did you apologize?
Yes, and the little girl said, you know, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, you need to call your mom.
There you go.
And she said, no, I don't. Anyway, there was no damage to either car, but I gave her my email and my name.
Yeah, call your mom. But
she never did.
I mean, you should not call a lawyer on the way to the hospital. You should be calling your mom. You should be calling your family.
Right.
To check in. Do not call your lawyer on the way to the hospital, or a lawyer.
How about this, Mark? A lot of us we're all very, very busy. I think a lot of us kind of feel like our lives are almost, you know, just stitched together.
Really? Is that how you feel?
Yeah,
okay.
Sometimes. That was on my list of things to do, was to get more organized.
There's therapy for that.
But besides the car accidents, on the personal injury side of law, you're seeing lots of things. So what about just maintenance? Making sure if you're a business owner that you don't have, you know, cords hanging out that people can trip on.
Right. Well, yeah, you have an obligation to make sure your place is safe.
But remembering to do it sometimes.
Yes, but it's a mindset you have to have. It's a mindset. I have the mindset because then I'll walk in a business and just immediately, say
You're looking for
they
it?
should do this. They should put this cord differently. They should have a warning here. Just because of my mindset. But after a car accident, the number one reason that they call a lawyer is because they can't get into a rental car. They can't get into a rental car. If you caused an accident, the way that you prevent a lawyer from getting involved is to make sure your insurance company reaches out to the driver you hit and puts them in a rental car within 48 hours. Within 48 hours. Because if you've got a damaged car, you've got to take your kids to school, to daycare, you got to go to work.
Then you can say lost
that's
wages.
That's when someone is sitting stewing. They're sitting and stewing, and they say, I've got to get someone to talk to. Really, all somebody wants that's been involved in a wreck that was not their fault is just someone to talk to be proactive, just that someone knows what's going on. And so what you do is you get their name and their cell phone, and then you call your agent. You call Mr. State Farm and say, listen, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. That's why I've got insurance. And I want you to call this driver and put her into a rental car as soon as possible. If you do that, 80% of the time, a lawyer will not get involved.
Well, insurance companies do that, though.
Yes. I say yes. I'd say 90% of them will do that.
Okay.
If they're doing their job and working like they're supposed to do, but they're overworked also. And that's why it's really up to you as the insured to make sure they do that, because that's why you have insurance.
Okay, 2 minutes left.
You have insurance because you don't want to get a phone call from me saying, hey, it's been 2 weeks and my client is not in the car because I'm not looking for a fight. But by God, if I'm drawn to one, I'm going to be in a fight.
Okay.
So, that's what happens. You come to my office and there's no rental car, that's the first phone call I make. And it's not to your insurance. It's to you. And I'm saying you need to get my client in a rental car within 24 hours or I'll see you in court next week.
Okay.
That's what I tell them.
All right, you got 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
Was there a third tip?
The third tip is follow up on property damage. It's once again back to communication with your insurance company to say, hey, how's it going with the property damage claim? Follow up with that. Also, I'd go a step further. If you think that they were taken to the hospital or they went to the hospital because of their injuries, I would get the name of the bodily injury adjuster on your case and tell them listen, I just want you guys to pay fair and reasonable medical charges. I want you to do that. That's why I have insurance. I made a mistake. I want to be held accountable for my mistake. I don't want to overpay the claim, certainly not underpay the claim. I just want you to be fair. Listen, someone comes into my office, they're not looking to sue anybody. They're looking for fair compensation for their injuries. 9 times out of 10, we negotiate that without a lawsuit being filed. But we file lawsuits every day and every week because the insurance companies sometimes do not offer a fair amount of compensation for the injuries.
Okay.
Then we got to go to court. But to prevent all that, half the car accidents, you don't need a lawyer. What you need is your insurance company that you pay premiums for to do the right thing, to make sure that you don't get a phone call from Warren Griffin, because that's when your life turns upside down.
Okay, common decency, that's
Common
the phrase for the
decency.
day.
Yes.
Here's the
I
phone
love
number,
it.
265-HURT, warrenandgriffin.com is the website, and to watch Tennessee win the game.
Win the game.
I still
Julie.
don't know against who.
Bowling Green.
There you go.
They're tough.
In a week.
A tough team. Very tough team.
Total Concept Special Order Sale customers. Always Chattanooga's happiest furniture shoppers.
It's that time again. Pick your style, your color, and your